Hello guys, so in this lecture we'll see what is the concept of classful IP addressing. Okay guys, so let us begin with the classful IP addressing. Classful IP addressing. So guys, in the last lecture I discussed the concept of IP addressing. I hope that one is clear to everyone. So today we'll see, yes, in the last lecture I also told you guys that the IP addressing is of two types. First one is classful IP addressing and second one is classless IP addressing, isn't it? We'll see both the concepts in detail. So I'm going to start with classful IP addressing, guys. So in classful IP addressing we can say that there are five classes, isn't it? So any IP address belongs to, yes, any one of these classes, isn't it? So first point you can write down, yes, we can say that first point you can write down, there are five classes and we can say that and every IP address comes under one of these classes. So guys, these classes are, we can say that first one is class A, then next one is class B, then third one is class C, then class D, and final one is class C. So I hope this one is clear to everyone. So yes, so classful, entire classful IP addressing is divided into five classes, and these are class A, class B, class C, class D, and class C, isn't it? Second concept we can say that, yes, here second point you can write down, classful addressing supports, yes, two level hierarchy. What does it mean? We can say that yes, at the top level there will be a network ID. That means yes, we can construct, or we can say that if we design any network, so we can say that for every network, for identification purpose, we can say that one ID will be there, and that is known as network ID. Inside that particular network, various systems, or we can say that host are present. So let's say this is the network ID, and in this network various hosts will be present. So we can say that, let's say this is host 1, then let's say host 2, and let's say n number of hosts are present, isn't it? So what is the meaning of host? We can say that any system, computer system, that is assigned, we can say that IP address, then that particular system is known as what? Host. We can treat that particular system as a host once IP address is assigned to that particular system, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that whenever we can say that whenever we give an IP address to a computer system, then we can treat them as a host, isn't it? So this is the hierarchy, two level hierarchy means, yes, that is the level 1 and this is the level 2, isn't it? Okay, now we'll see, yes, what is the, yes, when any IP address is given to you in classful IP addressing, then we can identify whether, yes, this particular IP address belongs to which class, isn't it? So there is one, we can say that classification of we can say that different classes, we'll see one by one. Okay guys, so write down next heading, that is classes. So in classes, first one, let's say that is class A. So we are discussing guys IPv4. IP means Internet Protocol version 4. IPv4 addressing system. So I already told you guys that in this particular system, yes, the length of any IP address is of, we can say that 32 bit, isn't it? So any IP address is represented with the help of 32 bits, isn't it? So 32 bits mean we can say that there will be 4 octets, isn't it? Every octet having 8 number of bits. So 8 into 4, in total there will be 32 bits, isn't it? Okay. So let's say we can say that in class A, we can say that there is a classification like that. Yes, we can say that these 8 bits in leftmost direction, we can say that the leftmost octet represents the network ID, that is net ID, isn't it? So these bits are known as what? Network ID bits, isn't it? And remaining 24 bits, we can say that 24 bits are assigned to host. So these are known as host ID bits, or we can say that these are the host bits, isn't it? So total 8 plus 24, we can say that total 32 bits will be there, isn't it? Okay. Now, yes, we can say that if in any IP address in the leftmost octet, if leftmost bit is a 0, then we can say that that IP address belongs to the class A. I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Now, here also we can say that 24 bits are for host bits, isn't it? Now, listen me correctly, guys. Now, one bit is fixed, that is 0 in class A. Now, remaining bits are how many? 7 bits are there. So, with the help of 7 bits, how many number of networks we can make? Yes or no? Let's say 2 bits are there. So, with the help of 2 bits, we can say that 00, 01, 10, 11. 4 networks we can say that, or 4 combinations are possible. Similarly, we can say that with the help of remaining 7 bits, how many number of combinations are possible? 2 raised to power 7. So 2 raised to power 7 minus 2. Why this is minus 2? I will explain this concept later. But remember, yes, for the time being, you can remember this one. Total 2 raised to power 7 number of combinations are possible with the help of 7 bits. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now minus 2, yes, this is subtracted because of one region. What is that region behind this? I will explain later. But for the time being, you can remember. So we can say that in class A, yes, how many number of networks are possible? So we can say that 2 raised to power 7 minus 2 number of networks are possible. Number of networks. So 2 raised to power 7 minus 2 combinations will be there. Why this is minus 2, I will explain it later. So these many number of networks are possible in class A. Since there are 24 bits for host purpose, so we can say that here also 2 raised to power 24 combinations will be there, but there will be a minus 2. Why this is minus 2, I will explain it later in the coming lectures, isn't it? At the correct time, I will explain everything, so don't worry about it, isn't it? So these many number of hosts will be possible. Number of hosts in each network, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. So total 2 raised to power 7 minus 2 number of networks will be there, because 2 raised to power 7 minus 2 number of combinations will be there, and these combinations are different, and every combination represents a network, isn't it? So every network ID corresponds to a different network. So in every network, we can say that these many number of hosts will be there, isn't it? Okay, I hope this one is clear to everyone. So remember, number of hosts in each network, and total networks are how many? 2 raised to power 7 minus 2, isn't it? So be careful. Next one, that is your class B. In class B, we can say that, yes, so class B, this is class B. So be careful, guys. We can say that class B must be different from class A. That means extreme leftmost bit represents class A whenever it is 0. But remember, if leftmost bit is, we can say that 1 followed by second bit is 0, then that IP address belongs to the class B. This is fixed. If yes, we can say that extreme left bit is 1, then followed by next bit is 0, then that particular IP address belongs to the class B. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now here also we can say that here 16 bits are assigned for network ID, and remaining 16 bits are for, we can say that, host, isn't it? So here also, yes, 2 bits are fixed, so remaining 14 bits are there, so 2 raised to power 14 combinations will be possible, and each combination will be representing any, or we can say that, one of the network, that is known as network ID. So here minus 2 is not there in class B in the network portion, isn't it? In the network ID, minus 2 is not there. Specifically, it is in class A. And why it is? Because these two IP address are utilized as a special IP addresses, isn't it? So in class B, there is no minus 2. So we can say that these many 2 raised to power 14 networks will be there in class B, and each network will be having 2 raised to power 16 minus 2 number of hosts. But in host portion, everywhere there will be minus 2, because we cannot utilize these two IP addresses as a host. We'll see the reason later. So we can say that number of hosts in each network, isn't it? Next one we can say that third, that is class C. Now we can say that to differentiate with the class A as well as class B, there is 3 bits are fixed of 110. If extreme, we can say that in the extreme left, if three bits are 110, then that is known as what? We can say that that is class C IP address. Here classification is like that. Here 24 bits are assigned to network ID, and remaining 8 bits are assigned to the host portion, that is known as host ID. So here remaining how many? 21 bits are there. So with the help of 21 bits, 2 raised to power 21 networks are possible. Number of networks, and in every network we can say that 2 raised to power 8 minus 2 number of hosts will be there. I hope this one is clear to everyone. So in the host portion, everywhere there will be minus 2. But in the case of, we can say that network portion, minus 2 will be, yes, specifically in the class A, nowhere else, isn't it? Okay. Now next one is class B. In the class D, we can say that, yes, there is no network ID, no host ID. Complete IP address belongs to class D. If starting, we can say that 4 bits are 1110, isn't it? So we can say that this is class D, and this is used for multicasting purpose. We'll see later. And next one is class E, that is reserved for, we can say that, future uses, isn't it? So in this particular, we can say that 111, only 4 bits are fixed in the extreme left, that is all 4 are 1, isn't it? Okay. So we can say that these are the classes: class A, class B, class C, isn't it? Let us see class E in any IP address. If extreme 3 bits are 110, then you can see that one belongs to the class A, also that is not belonging to class B, also that is not belonging to class D, also that is not belonging to class E. So specifically every IP address will be belonging to specifically only one class, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. That's why these bits are fixed, isn't it? Okay. So given any IP address, you can easily identify whether this IP address belongs to class A or class B or class C or class D or class E. You need to identify extreme, we can say that, some number of bits. With the help of these number of bits, we can identify whether this IP address belongs to which class, isn't it? Okay. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Okay, next one. Yes, we'll see the ranges of the classes. Next one is the range of classes. A range of classes, isn't it? And these ranges will see only, I already told you guys that, let's say x dot y dot z dot w. This is one IP address where we can say that there are 4 octets, isn't it? X dot y dot z dot w. Here x is a octet, y is octet, z is also a octet, and w is also a octet, isn't it? Okay, so every octet having 8 bits, so in total there will be 32 bits, isn't it? Now we'll see the range of first octet only, nothing else. We'll see the range of first octet, isn't it? We'll see the range of first octet, that is in the extreme left. So yes, we can say that in class A, first we'll see class A. Now you only tell me guys, in class A, that is the classification. 8 bits are for network ID and 1 bit is fixed, remaining 2 raised to power 7 minus 2. And in the host portion, 24 bits are there, and total number of hosts will be there. How many? 2 raised to power 24 minus 2 number of hosts will be there in each network, isn't it? Okay, now you only tell me guys. Yes, we'll see the range of this particular octet, that is for network ID. So 0 is fixed, remaining how many bits are there? 7. So all sevens will be 0 0, isn't it? Next one we can say that yes, this 0 is fixed. Now next one we can say that that could be yes 0 0 0 1, yes or no. Next we can say that that is 0. Then we can say that 0 0 0 0 0 sorry 1 0, yes or no. And up to this bit is fixed, this could be all ones, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. So smallest value possible for this octet is, if we convert it into decimal value, that is 0. Next one, this one will be 1, then this one will be 2, and last one will be, we can say that 127, isn't it? Or you can see, I want to give you one suggestion that you must be comfortable to convert binary into decimal and decimal to binary. Otherwise, there will be a problem, isn't it? Be careful, isn't it? And you must be as much as fast you can, isn't it? You must be comfortable to convert the binary into decimal and decimal to binary, isn't it? So the equivalent decimal value for this particular binary number is 127, and before that there will be 1111110, that will be 126, isn't it? And so on, yes or no. So you can see, yes, yes, we can say that here minus 2 is there. Why? Because this particular IP address in which the leftmost octet is having all bits equals to 0, that is used for DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. That's why we can say that this is not for IP address, this is special IP. And last one is used for loopback address. What is the meaning of loopback address and DHCP? We'll see later. But remaining, we can say that 1 to 126, these can be utilized as an IP address, isn't it? That's why this is minus 2, isn't it? One is used for DHCP and last one is used for loopback address. So we can say that what will be the range of this octet? Yes, the range of, we can say that first octet will be from 1 to 126. That is the range of first octet, isn't it? Let us consider one example. Let's say one IP address is given to you, 71.127.12.0. And question is, can you tell me, yes, this IP address belongs to which class? Whether class A, class B, or class C, or class D, or class E. So we can, yes, distinguish by seeing the first octet only. We can see this octet lies in this particular range. So we can say that this particular IP address belongs to which class? That is class A. I hope this one is clear to everyone. We can say that whenever IP address is given into a dotted decimal notation, and with the help of first octet we can identify the class. But whenever it is given in the binary format, then we can say that by seeing some leftmost bits we can identify the, yes, type of the class. I hope this one is clear to everyone. So anything lie between 1 to 126, that will belong to the class A. Remember, this is the for, yes, we can say that first octet. So you can say that you can identify the class by seeing the first octet if the IP address is given in the dotted decimal notation. Otherwise, if it is given in the binary, then Yes, so first a few bits will decide the type of that, isn't it? Okay. And in class A, that is, let's say in the class A, first one bit in the extreme left will decide the class. In the class B, first two bits will decide the yes class. In the class C, first three from the left hand side, we can say that will decide the class. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now, similarly, let us find the range of class B. That is class B. So in class B, we can say that is 10 is fixed, or remaining 2 raised to power 14, 14 bits will be there, isn't it? So these will be for networks, network ID, and 2 raised to power 16 minus 2 number of hosts will be there. So here, first octet, let us consider first octet. So in the first octet, we can say that 10 is fixed. The remaining 6 bits will be from 00000 to, yes, we can say that all ones. This 10 is fixed, isn't it? So the equivalent decimal value of this particular number is 128, and this is 191, and in between there will be 129 to 190, isn't it? So range will be what for first octet? We can say that 128 to 191, and this is for first octet, isn't it? For example, let's say one IP address is given to you 135.127.0.2. So this IP address belongs to which class? We can say that class B, because the first octet lies between the yes 128 to 191, that is 135 in the range of class B. That's why we can say that this IP address belongs to class B, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Starting two bits are fixed, isn't it? Now next one, let's say class C. Third one is class C. So for class C, we can say that this is the classification. For network, we can say that 24 bits are assigned. So 3 bits are fixed, 1110, remaining 21 will create the 2 raised to power 21 combinations, and 2 raised to power 8 minus 2 number of hosts will be there. So 8 bits are assigned to the host portion. Now let us consider the first octet. In the first octet, we can say that 110, this is fixed. So remaining 5 bits will be from 000 and up to, we can say that, yes, these could be 1111. So the decimal value of this one is what? 192, and this is 223. So we can say that range, yes, will lie between 192 to 223. Let us consider, let us randomly one IP address is given to you, let's say 199.23.27. Let's say 19. So by seeing the first octet, you can identify the class of this IP address. You know 199 lies in the range of class C. So we can say that yes, this particular IP address belongs to class C, isn't it? Okay. Similarly, we can say that next one, that is fourth one, that is class D. So in the class D, we can say that what will be the range? Yes, that is 4 bits are fixed, 1110. So we can say that 1110 followed by all zeros. Then this can go up to 110 all ones, isn't it? These are fixed, and these 4 bits will start with the 000, then 001, then 010, isn't it? And so on. So we can say that the decimal value of this one is 224, and the decimal value of this one is 239. So we can say that range for class D for first octet will be between 224 to 239, isn't it? Anything lies between this range, I'm talking about the first octet, then that particular IP address belongs to the class D. Similarly, next one we can say that that is class E, isn't it? In the class E, first 4 bits are, yes, all ones, isn't it? So range will be what? 111, all zeros for first octet. This is going to, yes, this one, isn't it? So decimal value of this one is 240, and this one is 255. So we can say that range for this particular class will be 240 to 255, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Yes, I hope this one is clear to everyone. So we can easily identify, yes, any IP address is given, we can identify the type of the class, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay, so moving to the next one, we can say that yes, for first octet, you can remember for class 1, class A, the range will be from 1 to 126. For class B, this range will be from 128 to 191. Then it will be for class C, it will be 192 to 223. The next one, it will be for 224 to 239. And for class E, it will be from 240 to 255. These ranges are only for extreme left octet. Be careful, isn't it? Okay, so this one classification is clear to you guys, isn't it? Any IP address is given to you, you can easily identify what will be the class of that particular IP address. Either it is given in the dotted decimal or binary. If it is given in the dotted decimal, then first octet will decide the type of the class. And if it is given in the binary, then we can say that first a few bits will be deciding the type of the class. So write down one note. Yes, you can write down one note. Yes. In dotted decimal notation, in dotted decimal notation, first octet from left hand side, isn't it, will decide the type of the class. Type of the class. Second one, in binary notation, first few bits from left hand side, be careful, will decide the type of the class, isn't it? Okay, let's say one IP address in binary system is given to you, that is, let's say 10111, then 100, then let's say 10101010, then let's say 011011110, then let's say 100100000. Let's say one IP address is given to you, and you need to tell the type of this particular IP address. One IP address is given, so you can see, yes, first two bits are 10. That means this class is what? Class B, isn't it? So easily you can identify, isn't it? Okay, guys. So next one is we can say that next concept is network mask. Network mask, isn't it? That is known as also default mask. So we can say that network mask is a mathematical tool. We can say that is a mathematical tool which is used for solving some networking problem, isn't it? So how to find the mask for any IP address, isn't it, or any class, isn't it? So you know in each class how many bits are assigned to network ID and how many are assigned for the, yes, host ID. So based on that you can identify what is the mask for that particular class, isn't it? So yes, put all network ID bits, put all network ID bits to ones and host ID bits to zero. Two zeros to get mask, isn't it? So put all the network ID bits equals to 1 and all host ID bits equals to 0 to get the mask, isn't it? So we'll see what will be the mask for each and every class. Next one, third one, perform bitwise AND, bitwise logical AND operation between the IP address and mask to get network ID, isn't it? So we can say that any IP address is given to you, then perform the bitwise and with the mask to get the network ID. We'll see the examples. It will be easy to understand, isn't it? So no need to worry at all. So first we'll see the mask for each and every class first, isn't it? How to find the mask? Put all network ID bits ones and host ID bits to zeros to get the mask, isn't it? So we'll see one by one. So let's say mask for different classes. Mask for different classes. Let's say these are the class and here is the mask. So for class A, what will be the how many number of bits for network ID? 8. So put all 8 bits equals to, we can say that once, and remaining host bits will be all zeros, isn't it? So these are all zeros, isn't it? So convert it into the decimal. 8 ones means 255. Dot this is 0 dot 0, that is 0. That is the mask for class A. Be careful. For class B, yes, put all network ID here. In class B, network ID bits are how many? 16 bits. So put all these 16 bits equals to 1 and remaining host bits equals to zeros, isn't it? Now this will be what? 255.255.0.0. That is the mask for class B. Next one, C. In the class C, we can say that network ID bits are 24. So put all these 24 bits equals to 1 and these bits equals to zeros. So the mask for class C will be 255.255.255.0. That is the mask for class C, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. And in class D, there is no concept of network ID and host ID, and class E reserved for future uses, that is not used. So for class D, there is no mask, isn't it? Because there is no classification in the network ID and host ID, isn't it? Also, class D is used for multicasting purpose, isn't it? So we'll see it later. Okay. So let us see one example. Let's say one question is given to you. Given an IP address, and this IP address belongs to, we can say that one system is there. We can say that for and the IP address for that particular system is, let's say, that is given. For any system, let's say one random IP address is given to us, isn't it? And my question is, what will be the network ID or net ID, isn't it? So any system having this particular IP address guaranteed will belong to some network, yes or no? And then a question is, for that particular network, what will be the network ID? That is the question, isn't it? Next one concept is there. I will clarify it to later, isn't it? So that is direct broadcast address. What does it mean? We'll see, isn't it? For the time being, just to see what is the direct broadcast address of network, isn't it? Be careful. Remember guys, yes, for any network there will be a network ID to identify it uniquely, and similarly for every network there will be direct broadcast address also, isn't it? So we can say that for every network there will be a network ID as well as direct broadcast address, isn't it? So what is the use of direct broadcast address, we'll see, isn't it? Okay, so that is the question now. So how to find a network ID first? So in the note or in the mask portion, I gave you the note, but yes, IP address is given to you. That is 199.17.19.193. And you know, yes, the class of this particular IP address is what? 199 means class C. And what will be the mask for class C? Remember, for class C, mask will be 255.255.255.0. Now I told you guys that perform bitwise AND, isn't it? Bitwise AND, isn't it? Bitwise AND operation, logical AND operation. So first convert it into binary. So remember 193, yes, we'll see octet by octet. So 193 is written like that in binary or not? Yes, isn't it? Yes. So you must be as much as fast you can, isn't it, for converting decimal to into binary and binary to decimal. Similarly, 0 with the help of 8 bits can be represented like that. Now apply the AND, logical AND bitwise. 1 0 and 1 and 0 means 0. 0 and 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, isn't it? So it will be what? 0 only. Yes or no? The decimal value of this one will be 0. Or you can see applying bitwise AND with all zeros will be zeros only. Now, yes, next one, 19 is written like that. Yes or no in binary with the help of 8 bits. And 255 will be written like that, all ones. Yes or no? Now apply the bitwise AND. 1 1 0 0 1 and 1 is 1 0 0 0. So you can say yes, bitwise and with 255, 255 means all ones will be same. If it is 19, then it will be 19, nothing else, isn't it? So here there will be 19. So similarly 17 bitwise and with 255 will be 17. Bitwise and with 199 of 199 with 255 will be what? 199, isn't it? So that will be the network ID, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to you. So apply, yes, we can say that bitwise and with the we can say that between the IP address and mask to get the network ID. So yes, this is the network ID, isn't it? Okay, so yes, we can say that this is the network ID. So let's say one network is there with the network ID what? This is the network ID 199.17.19.0. As that is one network. Inside this particular network various hosts will present, isn't it? So be careful guys. Here this is class C, isn't it? Class C network. So in the class C, host portion is only 8 bits from the right hand side. So last we can say that extreme right octet will represent the host. So we can say that yes, first host will be what? 199.17.19.1, isn't it? Second host will be what? 199.17.19.2, isn't it? Up to we can say that yes, this octet will be what? Will start from 0 0 zeros, then it will be 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1. Yes, I am talking about the last octet from right hand side, this one, isn't it? And this will goes up to we can say that 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 and all ones. Yes or no? Isn't it? Oh, sorry. Yes, this will be the yes, correct, correct. Isn't it? So we can say that yes, this will goes up to 199.17.19.254, and especially last IP address, that is 199.17.19.255, that will be the direct broadcast address. In short, I'm writing DBA. DBA means direct broadcast address. That will be the last address of the network. That will be the direct broadcast address for that particular network. So remember, we can say that among all hosts, we can say that yes, first combination is assigned as the network ID, and last combination 255, that is assigned as a DBA for the network. So you can see yes, except this 0 and 255, all remaining are the hosts. So in class C, you return 2 raised to power 8 minus 2. That is what we can say that 254. That means in class C, maximum 254 hosts may present, and you can see from 1 to 254, there are 254 number of hosts, isn't it? So why this is minus 2 in the host portion? Because one combination is used as a network ID and one combination is used as a direct broadcast address. That's why there is minus 2 in the host portion, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So why this is minus 2? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now guys, one more thing is there. Be careful. In minus 2, yeah, so there is no need to perform the bitwise and between the IP and mask, isn't it? There is a shortcut. What is that shortcut? You only tell me. Yes, you only tell me. Given IP address was what? That is 199.17.19.193, isn't it? So you know, by seeing the IP address, you can identify the class. You know this is class C IP address, and you know in class C, yes, 8 bits are assigned to the host, isn't it? Yes or no? So to get the, we can say that network ID, yes, put all host bits equals to 0. Yes or no? Isn't it? So we can say that 199.17.19. All host bits will be all zeros. So that will be the network ID. Yes, we just seen. Yes, we can say that that is the network ID. Isn't it? So you can write down the note first point to get network ID. We can say that host bits will always be zeros, or you can write, yes, to get network ID, put all host bits equals to 0, isn't it? So in this particular IP address, don't touch the network bits and put host bits equals to 0 to get the network ID. Similarly, yes, we can say that to get direct broadcast address of a network, put all host bits equals to once, isn't it? Let's say this is the given IP address, you know, this is class C. So these are the host bits. So put all these host bits equals to 1. So it will be what? 255, isn't it? All ones, we can say that that will be 255, isn't it? So we can say that yes, DBA can be if we can say that calculated with this concept also, isn't it? Let us consider one example. Let's say one IP address is given to you 144.16. Let's say 193.163. So what will be the DBA? So you know with this IP address you can identify this is class B IP address. In the class B, we can say that from right hand side 16 bits will be for host portion. So put all these bits equals to ones. So yes, that will be the DBA. Similarly, let's say one example 144, let's say dot 16 dot 193 dot 163. Now find the network ID. So you know this is the, yes, class B, and so host bits are how many? 16 bits. So put all these bits equals to 0. So we can say that that will be the network ID, isn't it? So put all host bits equals to 0 to get the network ID in any IP, and put all host bits equals to 1 to get the direct broadcast ID, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone, isn't it? Okay, so we can say that I hope this concept is clear to everyone, isn't it? Now I will be taking some examples and will let you know what is the meaning of DB, isn't it? Why DB is used and why DB is assigned for every network and all. I hope this one is clear to everyone. So let me consider, let's say, yes, so one example, let's say two networks are there. Let's say two networks are there. Let's say one network is there and another network is also there. Yes, so let's say one LAN is connected like that. These are the systems, isn't it? In this particular network also we can say that systems are connected with the help of LAN, local area network. So yes, you know about LAN, that is local area network, means how to connect the systems, isn't it, physically, isn't it? Some LAN technologies are there. So let's say with the help of one LAN, some systems are connected, isn't it? Whenever this LAN is, we can say that connected to internet, then we can say that yes, that becomes a wide area net, isn't it? Inside LAN, there is no internet initially. Once it is connected to the internet, then there will be a, yes, we can say that need of routers and all, isn't it? Once it is connected to the, we can say that internet, then it is known as wide area net, isn't it? So let's say class A network is there. Let's say 10.0.0.0. You know that is class A, and in the class A we can say that 8 bits are for network, so remaining all are host bits, that is 24 bits are for host portion. So all these are zeros, so yes, that is the network ID. Let's say this is 172.16.0.0, that is the network ID for network 2. Let's say this is your network 2 and this is network 1, isn't it? Okay, let's say there is a one router corresponding to this particular LAN and one router for this particular LAN. These are connected like that, isn't it? Let's say these are the connections, isn't it? Let's say this is the wide area network, one network, or we can say that one network is connected with the another net, isn't it? Okay, now what will happen? Let's say this is one system, and let's say IP address of this system is 10.0.0.1. Let us consider, let's say similarly, one system in the network 2 containing the IP address 170.16.0.2, isn't it, randomly? Now we can say that, let's say unicast packet means this particular system, yes, 10.0.0.1 wants to, yes, transmit some data to this particular system in network 2, isn't it? So what will be the unicasting packet? This is known as what? Unicasting means one to one. Unicasting packet, let's say, yes, we can say that, let's say this is the packet, isn't it? Let's say some amount of data is there, and here there is a field for source IP address, there will be a field for destination IP address. So this particular system or host will put the source IP address as 10.0.0.1 and destination IP as 172.16.0.2, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now this packet will be transmitted here, isn't it? Yes, this particular system will transmit the data. This data packet will go to the router. Now router will perform, we can say that, bitwise AND operation between the, we can say that, IP address and mask, isn't it? IP address and mask, isn't it? And will forward it to the, yes, this particular network. Why? Because this particular, we can say that, router will take the destination IP, isn't it? And that will perform the, yes, we can say that, bitwise and between this destination IP and the mask corresponding to the class of this destination IP. And by performing the bitwise AND, it will getting the network ID, and network ID will be 172.16.0.0. So this router will take the decision accordingly and will transmit it to the this particular network, that is network 2, isn't it? Okay, so that is the, we can say that, unicasting packet, isn't it? I hope this one is clear to everyone. Now second one is what? That is broadcasting packet. Broadcasting packet, what does it mean? That means any host in network 1 wants to broadcast the data in another network, let's say network 2. Then what will be the destination IP? That is the question. So let's say this host 10.0.0.1 wants to broadcast the data in network 2. Now you only tell me in network 2 there are various number of hosts, so data must reach to the every host, isn't it? Now what will be the destination IP? You only tell me. Yes, we cannot put the IP address of all the system. So one particular